My first exposure to the 1911 was in the light weapons course in the Special Forces qualification course in 1981 and 1982. We got basically schooled on all U.S. military small arms, World War II to present day, and the 1911, of course, was one of them. My first real training on the 1911 was in 1983 at Mott Lake with SOT, Special Operations Training. We did a lot of marksmanship with the 1911. As a matter of fact, my marksmanship fundamentals started there, and it was enhanced and developed at Delta, of course, but the 1911 was really the first pistol I cut my teeth on back in 1983. Well, one of the reasons I was drawn to the 1911 as a handgun is, frankly, the ergonomics. When you look at the layout and the controls, the thumb safety, the magazine release, the slide release, it's a very well thought out pistol from an end user point of view. And then of course you can use it as a platform to enhance it, but it would have to be ergonomics more than anything when it comes to the 1911. The 1911 book in the Vickers Guide series is unique in the respect that I was able to tap into industry sources, friends, contacts, customers, and have a really unique setup and lineup of pistols in there, unlike anything you see in a coffee table book on that particular subject. I would have to consider the 1911 an engineering marvel. The fact of the matter, it's still being used 100 years after it was initially adopted. Its ergonomic layout is still the gold standard, particularly in its trigger refinement. And the fact it's influenced so many other handguns definitely puts it in the category of an engineering marvel to me. My good buddy Ken Hackathorn approached me about doing a series of coffee table books, and although I was all for it, I had to have somebody step up to the plate that was able to do the editing side, the pictures, and kind of do all the stuff that frankly I didn't have time for. A couple months after that initial conversation with my buddy Ken, James Rupley came into the scene, approached me, and away we go. And the result you see, our very first gun coffee table book in the Vickers Guide series, is the 1911. I personally lost count how many guns in the book are out of my personal collection, but I'll tell you this much. Guys like Hackathorn and Rob Latham stepped up to the plate and loaned guns for the book, and that really filled it out. If it would have been just my pistols alone, it would have been a good book. With their additions, it's a great book. The 1911 will always have a special place in my heart, and for one reason only. It was my introduction to the firearms industry. My introduction to individuals like Ken Hackathorn, Bill Wilson, John Miller, Steve Nastoff, Richard Heine, Rob Latham. Those were all through the 1911 as a conduit. So for that reason, and certainly others, it will always have a special place in my heart.